All righty. Welcome, everybody, to Charm City Readers. My name is Charissa, and I am here with the lovely, lovely author, Kimberly Patton. Welcome, Kimberly.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. Kimberly and we've been chatting for a few minutes, so we are already close friends.
Yes.
And Kimberly's new book, The Knowing, I have it here, and Kimberly has it too, in case I neglected. Oh, we have matchy.
Matchy.
We also found out our birthdays are 2 days apart.
Yes.
So twinsies in every way. Except you're tall and blonde and I'm short and brunette, other than that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start out with, I'm going to call it the lightning round, which is not very lightning because I'm not feeling fast. It's 8 o'clock. It's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
But I'm going to play too. So just for fun, what's your favorite color?
Don't kill me, but I don't have one, but I tend to lean toward black.
Wait, black is the presence of all colors?
Right.
So they're all your favorite. It's like them all smashed together into one lump dark thing. Okay, yeah. That's acceptable. I'm red, and I have no red in my world. I love red. I don't wear red. I don't decorate in red. I just love red. Favorite season? I already know this, but go ahead.
Fall. I love fall.
I love fall. I love fall. It's everything. Favorite holiday? I also know this. Go ahead.
Halloween.
Yeah. This is my surprise face. Not surprised. And in fact, that your book is launching like a couple weeks before Halloween. Like, it couldn't possibly be your favorite. I think I'm Christmas just because I like how most people feel really good around Christmas. So everybody's really happy.
Yes, I do love Christmas.
Favorite Halloween candy?
Oh, candy corn.
Really?
Yes.
That's also the most hated Halloween candy.
I know. I just can't help myself.
So it's funny. I'm dots. You know those like.
Oh, my teeth.
They're like crappy little. Like, I will pluck those out of my kid's bag so fast. And I really like in any candy the red and the orange, but not so much the green and the yellow. Jello too.
Yeah. Oh, I'm like that with jelly beans. I don't like the yellow or the orange.
Yeah. See? Yeah. Oh, you don't like the orange?
A little bit, but like they're my least. Like I go for the red, purple, and the black. Black is my favorite. I didn't realize that till just now.
Totally off topic, but black licorice. Are you one of those people?
Yes, I'm one of those people.
Yes, my mom too, and my husband.
Oh,
it's like a small club of black licorice people.
Yeah, we're in the cool club.
We're in the cool club. I'm okay. I'm give or take. Okay. I think I know this too. I put this question down, but then it's silly because I already know the answer. But like dogs, cats, which one?
Cats. I have a dog, but I'm such a cat person.
Can the dog hear you?
No, she's old and deaf.
Just checking, I was raised with cats, but I think I prefer dogs. And I'm sorry, really? Mom. Yeah, they're cuddlier. Like cats want to be on you, but don't touch me.
Oh, mine have always been real cuddly. Well, except my one. Yeah.
The kind that do this, like in your neck and the.
Oh yeah, he would let me do anything, I guess.
Okay, this is all over. I'm going to start because Chris Fates, who I also interviewed and is a friend of mine. Now I send her cat videos, so now you're on board.
Yes.
Getting all my cat videos. Okay. Paper books or Kindle?
Paper books.
You are. See, I'm a paper book collector, but a Kindle reader.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's like really late, I'll read on my Kindle in the bed, but like I like to have a book.
I like the one-handed operation of the Kindle.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's lazy or efficient.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
All right, audiobooks, yes or no?
I've never done one, so I don't know. I'm so old school.
Okay, we're twins. I will introduce you to the love of audiobooks. So especially, we've been talking, everyone, before you guys came around, when you're driving your daughter.
Well, that's true. Oh, yeah, that's true.
I'm always reading one book and listening to one book. So double timing it.
I have like Debbie's storyteller, like when I'm doing ironing and stuff. So I could probably come around to those. Since,
okay, I'll work on you. I'll work on you. Okay. And what's your favorite genre of book to read?
Oh gosh, that's torn between like the romantasy, just fantasy fiction. Yeah, pretty much those. Like I also have like The Wheel of Time. Like I really love that series so much. So
I don't need to write it down. I have this on video. Okay, I'm gonna look that up. I've always been like historical fiction, but now I'm getting into the whole fantasy romance.
Yeah, I
And
like historical
it's
fiction too. There's so many good things out there. I
but
read
the
my
romance
first
is like,
dystopian too recently, and that was new for me. So
what was it?
dystopian, I read my first dystopian
Oh,
book
so good.
recently. Yeah,
I
the
wrote that
latest
down as
Traders.
one of my favorites on my card.
Oh, yeah.
I personally forgot what my favorite was. Yeah, what did you read? What was the dystopian?
Legacies of Traders.
Haven't read it.
Yeah,
Again, I'll have to read it now. It was
yeah,
good.
really good. Yep.
My mom likes it too. And dystopian can be sad, but can also be like just so creative because they're just making
Oh,
it up.
yeah, it's so cool what you can do there.
Remind me to give you like a recommendation that's like fantasy dystopian. It's very, very good.
Ooh, okay.
All right, but away from that, what's your 30-second or more elevator pitch on the knowing? Like clearly where there's the bio, my review, but like tell me like how you would tell the readers about the book.
Okay, so my main character, Lottie Jacobs, she just suddenly starts having these nightmares and strange things happening to her. And then on the midnight hour to her 16th birthday, she starts having like things happening there too. And this magical veil dissipates, and she finds out that she's been under a protection spell. And she has to go figure out why all that's going on, obviously. Then she finds out she has connections to an ancient witch coven, and then from there she's just like cast into this dark and dangerous magical world, and she's kind of the target of an enemy. We'll just put it like that.
That is so much better than I would have described it. So well done, writer.
I feel like it was a disaster.
No, well done, author. It's like you know the story. No, I really enjoyed it because although admittedly I don't read a lot about witchcraft or Wicca or anything, not because I'm not interested, just because I guess no one ever handed me a book and said you should really read this until Debbie handed me yours.
Yeah.
But one thing I found really fascinating is because I don't read a lot of witchcraft, I didn't try to predict the ending, and I do that a lot.
Oh,
Like, you know, when
really?
you're reading and you're like, "Oh, I know where this is going." And then you're like, "Oh, it didn't go there." I didn't even try. I let this book, like, just take me because I had no reference point on, like, what that symbol meant and, like, where it could possibly lead. So it was really enjoyable for me because I could just go along for the ride. Just
Oh.
and kind of release I'm a control freak a little too. So, like,
Yeah.
release some of my control freaky and, like, just follow it. So, no, I thought it was such a lovely read, and I didn't know what to expect, and it was so good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, tell me I love origin stories. Like, you know, you're driving one day and you're like, "Witches." You're like, "Coven." Like, where did it start? Like, what was the thing that you were like, "I need to write this down?"
Well, it's so weird. I was just like sitting in here. I think my husband was watching news or something, and I think I was scrolling through Pinterest, and it just popped in my head, and I was like, it's kind of weird. And I was like, that would make a cool book. And apparently that's all it took because it was just like stuff just kept coming. And I remember I like grabbed my phone and pulled up my notes app and just started typing this stuff out. And I had like, I don't remember, so many thousands of word count. And I just sort of built on it, and it just sort of unfolded. And then I was scared to do anything with it forever. And so, luckily it worked out with, Debbie at Highlander Press, or I don't think I would have actively tried to have pursued this just because my nerves.
Well, yeah. No, I mean, it's nerve-wracking to put yourself out there anyway. Like, I've written 3 children's books that I haven't done anything with. So, I mean,
Oh, wow.
yay for you. No, but like, I find that interesting. Did you write it like, I don't want to say all in one sitting, but in like a very short amount of time?
It came pretty quickly. I think it was the skeleton version of it was probably 15,000 words. And I think that was just like within, I don't know, maybe a couple months or so. But, then I had to go back in and I'm like, well, you can't do anything with 15,000, so it was just like, I just sort of like just kept building on it. And like my kids were young at the time. So it was just like, I'd squeeze in wherever I could and just start typing. And
Wait a minute, how many pages is this thing? I have no idea.
332. I was hoping it would be 333. Because the book, you remember that? So, yeah.
Wait a minute, hold on. You couldn't pull it and say like, wait a minute, I need to add one more page about Lottie picking out clothes in the closet.
I should have just added another acknowledgement, and I know what I probably added.
Yes. Dang. Opportunity lost. The next one will have to be 3.
There you go.
Pre-negotiated. So obviously there's like a fantasy element, but you guys describe it as paranormal romance. right?
Yeah.
I think that's how it's described. Because okay, I'm clearly very narrow-minded, haven't read a lot of witch stories. Like, and by the way, I watched way too many ghost hunter story, ghost hunters.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, not recently, but I have watched a lot of them.
Oh, really?
So when I think of paranormal, I think of ghosts, and I didn't think of like witches as paranormal because
I didn't know that until fairly recently either.
and you read the book.
I didn't know like how to put it. Like, I didn't do any research. I just like had a little cocoon that I was in during this process. And like, I'm still learning things. So yeah, there's a lot to learn.
Because I feel like witches should almost have their own genre.
Right?
Because, I mean, I'm not disrespecting paranormal because now I get it and it fits. But like, if witches are sort of real, because there are witches, whether you believe it or not in the world, then it's not fantasy because it's real, but I don't know. Like the
I guess like where you can like actually like cast and magic's happening, I guess, I guess that's where the extra
I mean, it could be happening around us all the time and we just don't know, right?
That's
like
true.
I could be walking down the street and a tree would have fallen and someone stopped it and I don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
Right? So I don't know. Just that was interesting to me because I was like paranormal romance, like what? Like what? Are there ghosts? So I know I looked because, I did my research. I looked at your press kit and a lot of the authors you like, we talked about genre, are romance, fantasy. There's one that's paranormal. I have her name here somewhere. Did you grow up reading witchy stories? Is that an adult thing?
No, I was not allowed to. But like, I've always been so fascinated, like the Salem witch trials. That's like when it all first started for me in like elementary school. So it's just like, oh my gosh, like how could this happen to people? And, the thought of it, like, just being persecuted because of like just fear mongering and stuff. I don't know, that always bothered me deeply. And, gosh, I don't even remember what my first read would have been. I don't know.
It could have been a book. Like we just started watching Hocus Pocus with my son, and I was like, I love that movie.
Yeah. Oh, did you watch Teen Witch in the 80s?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I had forgotten that I watched that. And my
probably
cousin, she was like, "You used to love this," and I was like, "I did." And then when I started watching, I was like, "How did I forget this?"
That's probably it. That was probably like your intro drug.
Yeah.
Sabrina. I was remembering, what was the TV show? I think she was an alien though, where she did this or this and she froze the world.
Oh,
it was a TV show and she would like do this and everything would freeze and then she'd do this and it would release it. It was witchy-ish.
I don't know. Yeah,
not relevant to the book. I just had a connection.
It's so embarrassing.
No, but that could have been
always having to get with me and say, "Listen, do you not remember?" Like, no, I'm sorry. But it's good because then you're like, you feel like you've like read a book or watched it for the first time.
It happens. We were watching a movie the other day and I was like, have we seen this? And my husband and my son at the same time, yes. And I'm like, was I on my phone or crocheting or something? Because it's a sad world.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those, and we're just getting to know each other, but for those who know me, I'm like a huge nature lover. I wouldn't say like no plants and tree names and things like that. No, but I feel very grounded in nature. And I feel like you're kind of like that too, like being outside. One of the things I loved about the book is how much you address grounding. Now, the grounding that witches do is better than mine.
Yeah, a little exciting.
Like I sit on the earth and go, okay, earth, yes, we're one. But grounding with witches is completely different. Can you like talk about like, your interest in grounding, where you got that, like how you built that? Because I personally found it fascinating. My friends and I ground all the time.
Oh, well, I don't know. I just like being out in nature so much. And just, I was just thinking like, how do I feel when I'm there? And, what, like if I had powers, like, how could it be? Just like, kind of embellish. But yeah, there are just moments that I just sit out there and just, I don't try to do anything or think anything. I just go out there and just enjoy. Yeah, just enjoy just being, I guess. And so when this happened, I was like, gosh, what can I do with this? But yeah, that's what I love about witch stories, the possibilities.
Well, and it's funny because I'm going to mention Chris again because we were talking about writing fantasies, and she said that's one reason she chose to write like her own world, was she can make it up.
Yes.
And your world is a very real world, but the layer is anything you want it to be, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can research witches and see what they like to do and don't do, or you can just make something up that you decided sounded cool.
Yeah, it's so much
fun. Debbie, by the way, says no way to get to 333 pages. It's always superstitious, Debbie.
Oh goodness.
So that won't happen. Maybe like, you know what you should do? You should get to 332 and then have like a bookmark that's labeled 333 and shove it at the back.
Yeah, there you go.
Debbie, I found a workaround.
At least it's in there.
Right. You can be like, it's like, she said, oh, I would love 333. It's like Harry Potter and the platform and 9 3/4. You know, you just have to like make it up with your own rules.
Yeah, I see that number all the time. Like it happens so often, like before
333.
Yeah, and during this book, like I see all these numbers, but like that one was like the big one, like when this book came, and so it's just like, oh gosh, that's kind of cool.
So Lottie didn't just see it; you saw it all the time. Was that before you wrote it in?
Yeah, that was me. And the nightmares, that was actually me.
They're your nightmares.
I had horrendous nightmares growing up, so yeah, those were mine.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm a mother, so now even though we're the same age, I want to mother you. I'm so sad.
I don't know what that was about, but yeah, I'm just
stressed.
Nobody else in my family had them.
Okay, shifting a little bit because I know you know this. I know Debbie knows this, but not everybody knows this. I got to shift. So there's a quote, you know, in real estate called location, location, location. And when I was reading your book, I was shocked and appalled and amazed and surprised that the book takes place in my hometown. Like, when does that happen?
Yeah. Oh, you go ahead.
No. So I was going to say, just for everybody, I'm originally an Ohio native. You asked me how long I've been in Baltimore. It'll be 22 years, shockingly, in February. But I'm from the Akron area, which is in Northeast Ohio. And I graduated from Stowe Mineral Falls High School. I lived in Stowe, which has a sister city, which is like right next door to it, MONROE Falls. And they share like, I don't know, a library and a school system and maybe police. I'm not sure. But like, I've been gone a bit. But yeah, so I'm reading the book and I think it's page 13. I was like, and that might have been the Kindle version, so don't quote me on that. It was like, blah, 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 MONROE Falls. And I was like, huh? And I'm thinking, how many MONROE Falls can there be?
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, okay, no, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's just a name. Who cares, right? And then on page 17, again, might be Kindle version, Lottie is on the bus and pulls into Stowe Mineral Falls High School. And I'm like, now there's no, like I have to imagine there's one Stowe Mineral Falls High School, like, on the planet. Like,
I would imagine.
Like, it's not like Centerville or, you know, like. Yeah. So at that point, I stopped reading. And I was in bed, I think, and I messaged Debbie, and I was like, did you ask me to read this because I went to Stowe Mineral Falls High School? And she's like, no way. And I'm like, yes way. And then mind blown. I mean, like,
yeah.
So it was so fun for me. And I imagine it would be so fun for people who grew up in that area like me. Like my mother, I don't know if you saw, you didn't because it was on Facebook. She was like, I'm trying to buy the book. And I'm like, well, it hasn't released yet. So give it a minute. But to read about our hometown, like, and then you mentioned Tip Top Restaurant. And I was like, I have eaten there. It was just so cool. So I don't know, of all the places in all the world, Kimberly, how did you choose that?
It was purely intuitional. That was just intuition, I swear.
Did you, like, map? I mean,
no, I was just sitting there and I knew I wanted it to be small town. And I was thinking, okay, and I just, like, Ohio popped in my head. And so I just remember I kind of looked small towns. And there was like maybe one other one that popped up. And I was just like, no, because like I said, I base it on intuition. So when I saw MONROE Falls, I was like, ooh. And then I just started looking up about it. And it said that there was a paranormal investigators there. Oh, this is it. I'm like, this is it. It's my sign. So yeah, so I ended up writing something with that in my book as well.
Well, no, because I was going to ask you about that later. Now I have to like all jump cards and stuff because I was like, because I was going to ask you. So I was like, I don't remember a paranormal investigator, like, or anyone talking about it when I was in school, but it's such an active part of the story. Like, the characters all know it exists, and some of them have ties to it. And so, like, preparing for this, I was like, paranormal investigator, like in Akron. And there's one in Cuyahoga Falls, which is, if you don't know, it's like the town just south of MONROE Falls and Stowe.
Yeah, that might be where it was. I can't
It's a
remember.
guy. No, I looked it up. I almost want to like mention him because, you know, maybe
He deserves it because he got this book going.
Ohio Metaphysics and Paranormal Research. I didn't write his name down, but you can look it up. Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. Okay. And I was like, it's a thing. So that's funny. That was your sign to like.
Yes. Yeah, that's all. Because I thought the name was just like, oh, this sounds so great. And then like once I saw that, I'm like, that's it. This is it.
So so how did that happen chronologically? You were looking for a location and then wrote paranormal investigators in, or you already had the group and it was like confirmation?
No, it was I knew I wanted Ohio, and then I saw MONROE Falls, and I was like researching it. And when I hadn't decided, I knew I liked the name of it. But once I saw that there was like a paranormal investigators, like either there or nearby, that just did it for me. So they came last. It was like, it was just meant to be.
Well, this isn't about you at all, but I'm just going to throw it in there because, I mean, I know you've already written a prequel, so this won't make it in any stories. But we had, and I don't know if anyone watches this from Stowe now or in the future, let me know. We had a Stowe history class when I was in elementary school. Very fancy. And they took us on a bus and they took us around and showed us different things. But one thing that sticks out, literally, and I thought about it as I was reading the book, is there's a church, Stowe people, I think it's on Darrow Road and like kind of across from Tip Top Restaurant. It's a circle church. And I remember the teacher or someone saying long ago, so let's say 200 years, because I don't know, parents would tell their children that if the devil was chasing them, to run to the church because they could not be cornered.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, there's like witchy stuff in Stowe. Like,
yes, I cannot even believe it.
I know. So if you ever write now, I know you're not really planning on a number 2, but if you do, Circle Church, right across from Tip Top. It's like prime location.
Gosh. And you know, I've already told my husband that I want to go and visit just so I can see what it's really like, because
it's small.
You know, a lot of it was just in my head, and like I just tried to pull on what I could find because I couldn't find a whole lot of information, so I had to embellish a good bit. Like, I don't know what you guys ate at Tip Top. You may not have had mac and cheese.
It's like a diner, you know. It's sort of dinery, yeah. So they would have had mac and cheese.
Good.
And it's cool because it's like Debbie says, road trip.
Yes, definitely.
I can drive. I know the way.
We have
you just drive up to me because you're in Virginia. You drive up to me.
Yeah.
And we'll put you in the back of my Subaru or the front.
Back there.
And then we'll drive through. My parents will put us up. It'll be great.
Awesome.
Yeah, it'll be terrific. Location, Matilda. We haven't talked about her, and I don't want to give too much away, but she ends up being like, I don't know, what's it called? The lead witch? What's the term?
Well, it's like I have the elder coven, and yeah, she sort of is like the leader of her group. Yeah.
The strongest, or
yes, the strongest is and like my prequel, it just lays all that open. You'll find out so much more.
And that's being published when?
I don't know.
Okay, I know. I'm just kidding. I put you on the spot because you know
it's completely finished. It just needs to be like revised, and Debbie will have to eyeball that and see what she thinks.
Art team. I'm just saying, art reader. Debbie, you heard it here. No, but Matilda lives on a vast estate, which I don't think. Do you say it's in Akron, but it's around Akron?
Yes.
Did you have a place for that?
I don't remember now. It was back in 2015, I think it was. I just remember looking at like maybe locations where I could put her, because I was trying to be as genuine to like the area as I could. But I remember there was some place there that like I think people maybe took photos or something for weddings or something. I can't remember now. It's been so long, but you know what? So I was like, well, I'm just going to embellish this.
No, there's a huge manor estate in Akron called Stan Hewitt.
Yes, that's it.
And so once I, was putting it all together, I'm like, this is Stan Hewitt. It's got to be Stan Hewitt. And my mom will give me 2 points because it was originally built and owned by the Cyberling family, who I believe founded Goodyear. So there you go. Aww. It's like I'm paying attention to my childhood. But it's beautiful. I mean, it's a museum like tour event place now, but I mean the grounds are amazing. I read they have 95% of the original furniture.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So on our road trip, Debbie's noting it.
It's on the
We
to-do.
will be hitting up Stan Hewitt. Okay, good. I'm just so excited that I called it, I'm
I
like,
know. And I'm
that's
glad
Stan
you did
Hewitt.
because I had forgotten about that, looking that up.
So I know this is about you and not about me, but I'm still very proud of
No,
myself.
no, this is perfect.
And personal pride goes a long way to mental health, so we'll just take it, right? I'm like, at tip. So Lottie is so likable. She is 15 going on 16, just like Sound of Music,
Mhm.
and seemingly average life, right? Like she's an only child, parents have normal jobs.
Mhm.
But obviously a lot is thrust on her very quickly and
Yeah,
very, very quickly at the get-go, like in the
yeah.
book. Was she inspired by anyone? Like I know you said that you got the storyline kind of like all at once, but did she remind you that, you have a daughter? Like, is it you as a child? Like, was there something that was relatable to her that was anyone?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, it probably could have had some maybe warped childhood memory in there somewhere. I don't know. Maybe something
What?
I forgot about.
Our childhoods were perfect, Kimberly. Right,
Yeah,
Mom?
I did hate school so bad.
Oh,
Maybe that played.
really?
Yes, I was one of those kids that like cried when I had to leave and go anywhere. And yeah, oh
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I like terrible social anxiety. It's still there. It's still there.
You couldn't tell. You're doing great, Kimberly. You're doing great. But it's
It's just
just
us
us, right?
two and Betty. That's why.
We don't have to look at anybody. We're just staring at each other for an hour. Not an hour. I promised you it wouldn't be an hour.
No, I'm comfortable. So you do what you need to
We're
do.
26 minutes. You feeling good?
I'm
You good?
feeling great.
See? No, but I just wondered because she feels so very whole to me. You know what I mean? Like it's not like, I mean, not that you'd make a partial character, but like I just there's so much to her. You feel like you can understand her childhood and her family and the way she feels and all her teen angst, and she
Yeah,
feels really whole.
yeah.
Yeah, that's all. Okay. Was
I
anyone,
appreciate that.
yeah, was anyone like designed after anyone? Because honestly, I'm not gonna lie, Matilda's like this tall, gorgeous blonde, and I was like, Kimberly.
No, I didn't like these characters. I think the book wrote me. That's all I can say. Like I did not write this book, the book wrote me. But no, I never really thought like I'm by the seat of my pants with just about everything I do. I did not plot or do anything like that. So like I had no clue where this was going. And I just hoped that I could like tie it all in and have no loose ends. So yeah.
So you never dreamed of being a writer. You weren't like, oh, I want to write books someday.
No. So no, when this happened, and I was just like, I think a book is in my head. Like it was just like I think I sat there for like days, just in shock. Like I'm not a writer. I can't do this. And
Right.
this kept coming and coming. I was like, okay, apparently I'm doing this.
What did your husband think? Was he like, what, you're writing a
He
book?
was like, "What are you doing, writing a book?" I was
And
like,
you're like, mhm.
I actually am. What?
I think it's so awesome because like I said, I've written some children's books, but I don't know how anyone, all of you authors, like I don't know how anyone writes a long story. Like my mom and I write poems and like little
Oh,
funny
awesome.
things, and you know what I mean? But a story, for the love of God, that's like
Yeah.
a child. Oh, Debbie says Kimberly did an amazing job. Oh, incredible job. You did.
Thank
You
you,
did a great job.
Debbie. Debbie's my nice, wonderful, comfy, like security blanket here. I'm so glad she's
Oh,
here.
now I want to get you like a blanket that says like Debbie, and you can just.
We need to get some Debbie blankets.
Oh my gosh, Debbie, you should get Debbie blankets for your authors.
Yes.
Christmas.
Hey, that was my idea.
Her idea. I might have a source in China. We can talk about it.
We'll work it out.
I can't crochet that quickly, or I would do them, but it would take eons, right? You'd get one a year. Okay, so my next card was about paranormal investigators. We'll go ahead and skip that one. Is there a particular scene in the book that was like most memorable to you? You were like the way you framed it, the way it ended, the way it, you just.
I know, and I'm sitting here thinking I don't want to give away spoilers. Well, I love the opening scene with the graveyard, her
Yeah,
nightmare. But like when her birthday comes, like that one just sort of,
that is good.
but yeah, there were a couple, but some of them I don't want to say just because, it
Yeah,
might
too much.
open a can of worms that I don't want to open just yet.
No one's read it yet. So the grounding ones got me just because your descriptions are so beautiful. And
Oh,
hopefully they don't give anything away, right? Because they're grounding. But like the magic and the mystic and the nature, and how her friends are kind of talking her through it. And I loved all that. It was very warm and
thank you.
Yeah, interesting, but also cozy. You know what I mean?
Oh, good. I like cozy.
But you know what I mean? Like it felt so comfortable, and I was like, I want to go. I want to grab out of it. What was the most surprising thing you learned about yourself while writing?
Oh gosh, just how strong I am, because I never thought I could do this. And like my levels of anxiety, especially through the editing, and like even Debbie knows, even today. But things going on at home, and you're just like, I can't do this. And then you do it and you're like, I did this. So yeah, I guess just the fact that I could write a book, like I never imagined. So yeah, if you have that dream, whoever's listening, just do it. You got it.
Do it. Yeah. Yeah. And how about the process? What was shocking about the process or surprising?
I love the editing process. I would have
No one else would say that.
I did. I mean, it made me really nervous and overwhelmed. There were a couple moments, but I don't know, just settling into it. And I don't know, I just enjoyed it. Like I did an alpha for someone, and I was like, this is so great. I enjoyed every moment of that.
That's good. So maybe your future is not just in writing, but helping other authors. Because I do see on your Instagram, you're promoting other authers that you're either friends with or you like to read.
Yes, I love to do that for people. I don't know. I don't know. It's just such a cozy environment there. And I was so scared to join Instagram to start with, because, I thought one day I'm going to have to get and, speak to somebody, but they're so welcoming, and no,
I'm somebody.
You don't count. You're like my sister now.
Oh, okay. I don't count.
It was just nice having that group. And it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like I just wanted to do everything in the world to help people. Just remembering how scared I was starting out, and how they just made me feel so welcomed. So
yeah.
I'm always, it's hard. Some of us have it really hard trying to get through the, anxiety. And so if I can help anybody, I'll do it.
Well, I want to actually do on that. So a couple more questions, but I wanted to touch on, Kimberly is such a supportive and encouraging person to other authors.
Oh,
Debbie's like your cheerleader.
I know.
I am too now, but I mean, Debbie, you're the sweetest. We love you.
Yes.
Weird quink eating too. My tie to you through your book, right? Debbie used to live in a house across the street from me.
That's
before I did.
Yeah, I cannot even believe this. And I found out with Debbie, I've got another secret book project, and it's actually, I wrote it, it's in Catonsville. So how we all came together is just this was just meant to be.
Can I read that too?
Yes.
All my homes. This is going to be your entire career is going to be writing about. So the next place you write about, I apparently need to move there.
Yeah, right? There you go. We're all going on road trips for a long time.
History, current, future. Done.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to talk, if you don't mind, about your dedication.
Okay.
So I think dedications are often really overlooked, especially by younger readers. So younger readers who watch this, read your dedications. Sometimes they're just dogs and husbands. I get that. Sometimes they're really good. And sometimes they help you understand the author, and that will help you understand the story a bit. So if you don't mind, can I read your dedication? Because I loved it.
Yeah, thank you.
So you say, I would like to dedicate this book to those who are struggling to find a place in this world, and to those who have felt less than. I see you. You are amazing, and the world needs you just as you are. Shine on, magical soul. For those of you who think you can't, you can. For those who struggle with anxiety, baby steps and deep breath. Everything will be okay. For anyone who is writing a book, or those who want to write a book, you've got this. Write it. Let it suck. Then revise as many times as it takes, even if it takes years. The world needs your story. I love that because it's you, girl. It's you. You when you and I talked a week or two ago, you mentioned, and I hope it's okay that I say this little bit, that and I think part of it's age, right? We are in our 40s. Hope that's okay to say. Oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
You can't hide it. 35, you're 35. But you said, and I quote, you feel that you are meant to show love and compassion no matter what. Mm-hmm. And it resonated with me because I think young people, I'm talking to you, tend to think of life as like, what am I going to be? Where am I going to go? Who am I going to marry? Where am I going to go to school? Like everything is a destination. And when I get there, I'm done and I've succeeded. Like I had a goal to have a certain job. And then when I was that job by like 30, 32, I was like, well, now what? Like, but I think like at our age and as you age, like purpose shifts and it shifts away from the things you attain and it's more like the path. And I love that in this moment, you are finding your path, right? This path you never would have imagined for yourself. And while you're in that moment of finding your path, you are encouraging others through your dedication in your book and your story to like own their own path.
Yeah.
And like be honest with themselves.
Yeah. There's so many pressures on like, especially young people and, being so like just self-conscious and social anxiety. Like I just remember how terrified I constantly felt and just like I never felt like I could just breathe. So yeah, I always worry about people.
But it's great. I mean, you're taking this very exciting moment for yourself and you're giving in that moment. I mean, Kimberly, you're fulfilling your purpose just now like, with the book.
Oh gosh.
Right? No, I mean, I don't know. I want to say I'm proud of you, but that sounds like trite because I'm not your mom, but like,
no, we support each other.
Yeah, you're using this huge moment in your life that is something that you own and hold and are proud of yourself for. And you are using it to turn it around and give it to other people. And I just think that's really empowering. And you should be very, very proud of yourself that you took this moment to give.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're just about done, but I have a small surprise. I don't think you know, but like you might know because I teased to it when we talked a few weeks ago.
Oh, well, I have a bad memory, so I would have forgotten it.
So maybe you forgot it if you knew it. Okay. Yeah. So as we know, I'm from Stowe. So I reached out to the high school and this lovely woman, Kelly Lancey, who is the library and media specialist at Stowe MONROE Falls High School or City Schools, is procuring the book. To bring it into she read it. She's going to read it. She looked it up and she's procuring the book and it's going to be available in Stowe MONROE Falls High School Library for all the kids who live there. And then I was like, well, why not? So I reached out to Stowe Public Library, which is the city library. And with Debbie's help, they're also getting a book in circulation at the library. So the people in Stowe MONROE Falls will have access to your book.
Yay.
Maybe some more followers on Instagram. So I wanted to do that because I think it was so fun for me to live the story like in a place that was familiar. And I want them to have it too. And I think it's very exciting that, the small town of MONROE Falls, Ohio made it big time,
I thank you so much. I don't know. My heart is so happy.
Oh, and I want to mention her name, Kristen Casal. I'm so sorry, from Stowe MONROE Falls Public Library. I just want to hat tip to the ladies, for hearing me responding to my email.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and taking the book. So very, very excited. They're going to send me pictures of the book in circulation when they get it. So you'll have like evidence. Yeah. And then when we do our road trip, we will look it up and take pictures with it. We'll be like,
Vanna White.
Well, no, she has the fingers. I can't do Vanna. I mean, where is it? Like this.
Yeah.
She's not like grabbing it up here, she's much more elegant.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
So Kimberly, where can folks find you? Because you're not on Facebook. We'll forgive you.
I'm on Instagram. So yeah, and I
have your tag at the bottom here.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Because I get my Instagram and my webpage mixed up all the time. Yep. You got it. So yeah.
Okay. And what's your webpage? Give the URL.
This
now you got to look it up.
Now I got to look it up. This one is KimberlyPattonAuthor.com.
It's the reverse.
Yes, it's reversed. And I get them mixed up. I shouldn't have done that because now I go, oh.
Can you change one of them? Probably not. I don't know.
Probably. I don't know.
Probably not. It's too late.
Anything I can do to make it difficult, I guess I'll do it.
The rest of history, it's messed up and you'll never remember it. Fantastic. And we know that there's a prequel coming out, and you hinted to another secret story or secret something that we will be watching for.
Yeah, one day.
Well, thank you so much. I hope this was fun for you. I hope it wasn't too stressful.
No, it was fun. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you were here, Debbie. And thanks to everyone watching.
All right. And look, anything you want me to read and any chat you want us to have, with or without the wine that I did not drink because you did not drink yours. Right?
I was so underprepared.
For everyone, I told her to bring wine and she didn't. And then I felt like a fool drinking my wine.
You should have.
On camera. So I'll just drink it all afterwards and we'll be fine. All right, Kimberly. Love to you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.